Have you ever focused so hard on something because you wanted it to be perfect, because you wanted it to be just right, and you gave it so much importance that you ended up with less than satisfactory results? You ended up repelling everything and everyone instead of attracting and being magnetic? If so, then this video is definitely for you, because I'm going to explain on an energetic level what happens in the background when we put things on a pedestal, when we give something or someone too much attention and too much importance, so we're obsessing over it, thinking that by doing that we're going to have better control and we'll have the result that we want. But in the end, you're tired. It was a very effortful situation and the results were not as you thought they would be. So if you want to be more magnetic, more attractive, and most importantly, more effortless, it's all about reducing the importance and getting out of your own way. Hey, what's up you guys? I'm Fernando. Welcome to my channel. And I'm excited for today's video because it features Robbin Williams. And he manifested so much in his life, and God bless his soul. Before we talk about any specifics, I'm gonna have you guys listen to what he had to say about this topic. Check it out.
I don't know the great secrets of acting. It's like some sort of Zen concept where you finally say, okay, what you think is acting, don't do that anymore and stop. If you just relax, listen, be in the scene, you won't have to worry about finding number one, the funny line, or acting. If you just don't interfere with yourself, you're quite interesting.
When I heard this, I was like, oh, that's so profound. That's so true. Now, I don't think Robbin Williams was into metaphysics or spirituality, so I don't think he said those things from a place of like studying and like trying to understand the laws of the universe. This was his soul remembering divine things through his art, through his work, right? And so what he's saying there is literally like, get out of your own way. Now, how do we get in our own way to begin with? If you think about it, you are getting in your own way when you are trying to control everything. Because when you're trying to control everything, what's happening is your conscious mind, which Dolores Cannon called Mr. Stupid because it thinks it knows everything, right? But the conscious mind is the most limited thing, right? It doesn't know much. So when you're trying to control, you are giving the floor, so to speak, to your conscious mind. And then your conscious mind is running the show or trying to run the show. And then when that happens, you are not in the zone anymore, right? You're not in the flow. If your conscious mind is running the show, you are not connected to the divine flow of life, to the universe, to cosmic energy, which is what you are, which is what I am. We are one. So getting out of your own way means getting into the flow, means allowing, means letting go, means reducing importance. Every time we make something important, we are putting something on a pedestal. And every time we put something on a pedestal and we make something important, we are creating what is called excess importance. And when we create excess importance, consequently, we create imbalance. And when we create imbalance, natural forces, natural balancing forces will arise to even things out. This is a natural thing in our universe. This is not man-made, it's law. And so I'm going to quickly read a quote from a book called Reality Transurfing that's speaking about excess importance. Everything in nature strives towards balance. Changes in air temperature are balanced by wind. Think about it. Changes in air temperature are balanced by wind. It's a natural thing. Differences in temperature are compensated by thermal exchange. Wherever there is excess potential of any energy form, balanced forces emerge to correct the imbalance. So this is part of our universe. That's like a fact, right? And so placing too much importance on something is like putting something on a pedestal, and then in our innocence, we think we are taking the right course of action, right? We're letting the ego run the show. But then these forces will come to even things out, and then ultimately what you get is not what you thought you were going to get. Because you created imbalance, and then the imbalance had to be taken care of. So there's this huge distraction, and you don't get what you want. You're not magnetic, you're repelling, right? Think about this. When you treat someone like an idol, be it like a crush, maybe you're like obsessing over someone because you have a crush on them, or maybe someone you're giving this person too much meaning, like, oh, he or she is so amazing, they know so much, and then you're sort of behaving like a fan of sorts. You're creating imbalance. And if you think about it, if you've been in this position, you will probably remember that you didn't connect. In other words, you are not attractive to that person. You repelled that person. Same thing happens, for example, if someone comes to you and they're really needy and they want your help, and maybe you can help them, maybe you would like to help them, but the energy they come up to you with is not attractive. Because they need it and they put so much importance on it, and so their vibration is causing imbalance. And you, not really knowing why, you're like, you don't want to help, even though you could help the person. Does that make sense? So being magnetic is about letting go. And as Robbin Williams said, he was like, as long as you don't get in your own way, you're fabulous. Be in the moment. Being in the present moment means seeing things as neutral. Vibrating in fifth dimension basically means getting away from polarity, duality. So if you're judging something as really positive and really great, or if you're judging something to be really negative and really bad, both are forms of judgment. And when we're judging, be it good things or bad things, we are in third dimension. And being in third dimension isn't very attractive, right? Polarity. If you are in the middle, in other words, neutral, you're just observing, you're present to the moment, you're connected to your essence, which is cosmic light. When you're not thinking, when you're not overthinking, when you're not judging good or bad things, you are in alignment and you're in fifth dimension. And as long as you're maintaining this vibration of non-judgment and neutrality, you're not causing imbalance, you're connected to all that is, and so you're basically channeling. We are all channels. You are channeling divine intelligence, which is your essence. And so you're not letting the ego mind, ego consciousness run the show. Third dimension consciousness run the show. And so you go with the flow, right? When you see artists performing and they're like, maybe let's consider musicians, they're like playing, like they're doing like a solo, or they're performing, or like a dancer who's like in the flow. In that very moment, they are channeling cosmic intelligence. They are channeling cosmic energy. I saw an interview with Sting from the Police some time ago, and they were asking him how do you write your songs? And he was like, I don't write them. The song writes itself. He's channeling. He's literally channeling. So he allows, so he doesn't get in his own way, right? Oh, how am I gonna write this song? How can I make this song so amazing and so what's the formula? Like, Sting, what's your formula for writing a song? I think that was the question. He was like, there's no formula. The song just writes itself. That's so beautiful. So the big artists who manifested the most amazing things in the world that resonated with so many people, right? These things are channeled. They come from higher consciousness, cosmic intelligence. And for you to get there, it's about not placing importance, not causing imbalance, not judging, being in fifth dimension, which means getting away from polarity, not getting in your own way. And so this is something we all get to practice because we're conditioned to judging, right? We all come from the third dimension mindset. And then when we begin to awaken, we're like, oh, it's not about that. It's about this other thing here. Non-duality, neutrality. But we get to keep at it. We get to practice. So what if you went about your day not judging things, the good and the bad? Meditation is a tool to help you find better alignment, to get out of your own head, right? And when you do that, you become more attractive. I recently shared in a video, just to conclude this beautiful story, something that triggered me and that happened recently with me, where I had this situation happen on a group Zoom call, and I was sharing something. I was very vulnerable. But the lesson I learned was that one of the lessons, right? There were many there, but I learned that I was placing too much importance on this issue of mine, and I was like looking out for validation. And so I created imbalance. I felt exposed and embarrassed afterwards. So we all get to practice. We all get to practice accepting and allowing. And if you do that, the world is yours, living in fifth dimension. I hope this helped you. I really love you. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time.
I don't know the great secrets of acting. It's like some sort of Zen concept where you finally say, okay, what you think is acting, don't do that anymore, and stop. If you just relax, listen, be in the scene, you won't have to worry about finding them on the funny line or acting. If you just don't interfere with yourself, you're quite interesting.